The brain you're using right now isn't showing you reality. It edits, distorts, even invents your world.
You know, the brain you're using to watch this right now, it's running on a set of secret rules. It's like an operating system you never get to see, full of strange shortcuts and little glitches that literally create your entire reality. So, I gotta ask you, is your brain hiding things from you? Oh yeah, for sure. And we're about to pull back the curtain on some of its biggest secrets. All right, first up, the deception of perception. See, what you see, hear, and feel, it's not a perfect recording of the world. Nope, it's more like a story that your brain is constantly telling you. Ever have a song you didn't like at first, but then it just kind of grows on you? That is the mere exposure effect in action. Your brain is basically programmed to like what's familiar. It's a mental shortcut that makes you prefer something not because it's actually better, but just because you've seen or heard it before. And think about how your brain just completely messes with time. When you're having fun, time flies, right? That's because your brain isn't logging every single detail. It's just living in the moment. But when you're bored, it goes into hyperdrive, recording every single tedious second, which makes time feel like it's absolutely crawling. So why do we all cringe when we hear a recording of our own voice? It's pretty simple, actually. The voice you hear inside your head is a combination of the sound traveling through the air and the sound vibrating through your own skull. A recording strips away that internal vibration, and what you're left with is, well, how everybody else actually hears you.
Faces lock in our memory, even when names vanish like smoke. Each time a name slips away, the brain sparks, searching, linking, weaving new paths. Some names return for a heartbeat, Amira, Jason, Lila, then blur again into the crowd.
And we've all been there. You remember the face perfectly, but the name is just gone. Why? Well, your brain is an absolute beast at processing images. It locks onto a face almost instantly. A name, though, that's just an abstract piece of audio. It takes a lot longer to file away, and that's why it's so easy for it to just vanish. Okay, so our perception is a little tricky. But things get even weirder when we start talking about our memories. This is where the real glitches start to show up. So, are you 100% sure that your most cherished memories are completely real? Because of something called the false memory effect, your brain acts like a creative screenwriter. It hates gaps in the story, so it just fills them in with the details that seem plausible, but might be totally made up. So how often does this happen? The reality is kind of startling. Studies suggest that for many of us, about this many of our memories contain details that were just invented by our brain. Yeah. That's 1 out of every 4 memories that isn't entirely the truth. You know that spooky glitch in the Matrix feeling where you're sure you've lived this exact moment before? That's déjà vu. And no, it's not a peek into a past life. It's basically a filing error in your brain. It finds a tiny partial match between what's happening now and some old, forgotten memory, and it creates that bizarre sense of repetition. And why is it that the second your head hits the pillow, your brain decides it's the perfect time to play a highlight reel of every awkward thing you've ever done? That's the bedtime memory flood. When your mind finally relaxes, all those memories and worries that were pushed down during the day are suddenly free to come rushing to the surface. Have you ever walked into a room and just completely blanked on why you went in there? That is a classic case of prospective memory failure. Your brain is wired to focus on the right now, so that intention you had, that future task, it just gets wiped clean by the immediate input of your new surroundings. You know all these glitches in perception and memory? They're not just random bugs. They actually point to something much bigger. These active, constant inner conflicts that are happening inside your head every single day. Why do we sometimes double down on a bad choice, even when we know it's wrong? That's cognitive dissonance. The mental stress of holding 2 conflicting ideas is so uncomfortable that your brain will literally invent reasons to justify your bad decision just to make you feel better about yourself. And that groggy, slow-motion feeling you have right when you wake up, it actually has a name: sleep inertia. For those first few minutes, your brain is literally still half asleep. Your judgment, your cognitive function, they're seriously impaired. It is the absolute worst time to make an important decision. So when you put all of this together, what does it all mean? Well, these things, from warped time to false memories, they aren't just strange quirks. They are the fundamental rules your brain uses to construct your entire experience of reality, every single second of every day. Which, leaves us with one final
pretty huge question. If your brain is constantly editing, distorting, and even inventing your reality, can you ever truly trust it